The schedules presentation is intended for administrators responsible for the configuration of remittance processing, but may also be of benefit to users who are seeking a deeper understanding of how remittance processing works. Within this utility is a tab for remittance processing that contains two sub-tabs. The sub-tabs are the Credits Adjustments tab and the Schedules tab. This presentation will guide you in the required configuration of the Schedules tab. When manually entering credits on a call, the payment poster is typically responsible for setting the next schedule for a call. Under most circumstances, the next schedule is determined by the poster, determining the next payer. There are two significant exceptions to this rule. Those exceptions are when the call has reached a zero balance or if the call has a credit balance. Under most circumstances, calls with either a zero balance or a credit balance are moved to schedules set up specifically for those calls. Remittance processing automates the function of determining the next payer and handling credit balance and zero balance calls, which removes the burden of those functions from the person posting the credits. The Schedule Configuration sub-tab allows the administrator to configure the rules for handling the two exceptions for zero balance calls and credit balance calls, plus a third exception that can occur as a result of the automation of the next payer determination. To start configuring the rules for a source directory, select the source directory to be configured. The first rule to be configured is the manual review rule. The manual review rule is used to control specific circumstances when the system should move the call to a schedule other than the next payer's appropriate next schedule. There are three options for this rule. Unable to determine next used. This option allows you to select a schedule that will be used as the next schedule in remittance processing when the next payer or schedule for a call cannot be determined. This is the recommended option. It can be used to direct these calls to a specific review schedule where they can easily be reviewed utilizing Easy Review if the poster is unable to manually select a next payer and schedule to continue the billing process of call. No update when unable to determine next. As this option states, if the next payer or schedule cannot be determined, the call will remain in the current payer and schedule when the remittance credit is posted. Last but not least is the Update All Entries to Review schedule. This option would force all calls to the selected review schedule regardless of whether the next payer or schedule could be determined. This option is not recommended. It should only be configured in extreme cases where all claims that have been credited by remittance processing are required to go through a manual review before billing of the claim can be continued. The second rule is the zero balance rule. This rule will be applied when the projected balance of the call based on all credits and adjustments in this remittance is equal to zero. The three options for this rule are no update. This is the zero balance rule, which will cause remittance processing to set the next payer schedule to be the same as the current payer schedule. Next is the update to zero balance schedule. This is the recommended option. Once the rule is selected, you can then select the schedule where the zero balance calls are stored. In remittance processing, the next schedule will be set to the configured selected zero balance schedule. Regular update. With this rule, there is no special handling of zero balance calls. The system will attempt to determine the next payer and schedule. The final rule to be configured is the credit balance rule. The options for the credit balance rule mirror those of the zero balance rule. Once all three rules have been configured for a source directory, click the Accept button. When you have completed configuration of all the source directories, click the Save Settings button. For more information on the configuration or usage of remittance processing, please view the other presentations in the remittance processing series. Thank you.